Good morning, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? So we've got Game 7 of the World Series going on, and we got some college football pros tomorrow. A little bit disappointed in Toronto yesterday. Hoping they would have won, but another day, another dollar. So they play today. I don't know if Shotani's pitching or the other guy. Shotani's not ready if he is pitching. Hey, Ron Weiss, 4,048. Yeah, it's a little low. It's monopoly. I mean, the 4,000 we know is going to 10. I don't know what it is. I watched Mark McGuire. He was so confusing because he doesn't talk very understandable. It's like if we were listening to Chinese, but we don't speak Chinese. So that's what he does. He talks, but he kind of explained the drop. It was just I don't know what he calls it. Just obviously people buying it, but for the wrong reason, and then the Chinese buy it up. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Good morning. Lakeland, Florida, where the Tigers play preseason ball. Please feel free to ask questions or comments. That's what I'm here for. So gold is just, it was shorted because these idiots think it's overpriced. They don't realize it's how undervalued it is. I mean, the real value of gold's got to be 20,000 because we're talking physical. We're not talking paper. So the paper gold, as we see it, is $4,000 or 40. Yeah, about just over 4,000. And silver at 48. They're both paper prices. And there's a lot more paper options than there are physical pieces. Hence, when we go buy, if Ron were to buy at 48, it would cost him 50. But the value of the silver he's buying is not 50. It's easily 500 to 1,000. Physical is more limited. But there is no physical price. So if we understand the concepts, what's going on here, we just laugh at COMEX. We know it's bullshit. We know it's paper in a physical world. We don't understand why physical is priced in paper, but it is, and we'll take advantage of it. Some monkeying around where these people are in, their contracts maybe 3,800 and they got to get down to 3,700 to do their contract. In other words, when they sell it short, they have to buy it. And that's where all of these guys are going bankrupt. They can't. Some of them are in at 2,500. They're bankrupt. They'll never be able to do that. Lakeland is where that tragedy was. No, which tragedy? There's so many. What tragedy, Ron? I don't know. I know it's where the Tigers have spring training. A school. Well, there's a lot of the school tragedies, unfortunately. We don't know how that happens. I went to school. Nobody brought guns and knives and threatened to kill everybody. So it's a kind of a weird thing. And then they make a big deal out of it. And we never want gun control because that allows the government to have the guns and the mafia to have the guns, but not us. So all gun control is, it takes the guns out of the private citizens' hands. We don't want that. Look at Nazi Germany. The military, aka government, had the guns and the people didn't have any. So when they came into the house to take you to the concentration camp, you didn't have any way to defend yourself. Hence the problem with gun control. So you never want it. I don't know why all these schools do it and then they blare it on the news. It's really it is terrible. I don't know why it happens. I don't understand kids. Well, I'm just going to go into school and go shooting. I mean, who thinks that? I go to school and you look at the girls and you do your math and go to gym and play football, and that was it. You never, oh, I'm going to bring him a gun today. So I don't know where this started, and they publicize it instead of ignoring it. They shouldn't really publicize it, but they do. But yeah, it's terrible. People kept shotguns in the pickup truck to school. Never had a shooting back then. No, it's just, it's news. So maybe people need the attention. I don't know. Johnny was bullied, so he went in and shot the whole school. I mean, that's the problem I have with public schools, the bullying. That's why I don't like public school. I would homeschool my kids. They'll get a better education one-on-one, as we do here. You get a better education here one-on-one than you're going to get in a classroom at college where they're teaching to 30 people at a time. So, I mean, that's the problem. And, kids don't want to go to school. Again, it's like I was talking about Say's Law. I did post, if you see my Twitter or my LinkedIn, I posted that a radio thing. I'll try to post it here if I can figure out how to do it. So I did a radio podcast, but it was just talk, not visual, which I didn't like. I wanted it to do it like this. And I go, and he goes, "What's Say's Law?" And I go, "Supply creates demand. So if I want a pack of gum, you make gum." But I said, the problem is when they make like an electric vehicle and nobody wants it. I go, that's the problem. So I thought it went very well. It went 40 minutes. It was supposed to go a half hour, but I kept differentiating between football and gold. I said, well, I analyze and problem solve. I says, picking football games is problem solving. Who's going to win the game, or is it high or low scoring? I says, that's what gold is. It's 2,000 an ounce. Why? And then now it's 4,000 an ounce. What's COMEX? What's bricks? And you're analyzing all the variables. Ron, I am a stutterer, so this works good for me. Grade school was rough for me. I would imagine so. Did they figure out why you stuttered? I have a S problem that sometimes I have to really think about my S's. I would say the wrong type of S when I would talk sometimes. No, okay. You should try this. I mean, when I'm on the radio thing, my girlfriend says, "Are you nervous?" I says, "Not at all." I go, "This is just like class." I did the exact same thing that I do here. I talked about gold. I talked about football. I talked about inflation being the increase in the money supply, not prices. That blew them away. But if you do this kind of stuff, I don't know why you stutter. Is it a fear? Is it you think too fast, maybe? And then if you can identify the problem, you can solve it. I have a lisp. Oh, is that why you stutters? Because you have a lisp? I don't know how you get rid of a lisp. Maybe talk different. I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, if the people don't like you because you stutter, then fuck them. Tell them to fuck off. It's not, those aren't your friends anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, this is this is where it's good writing and good talking. But don't worry, Ron, I wouldn't give a shit if you stuttered, as long as you came out with the information. What do you want to say? All right. So we see gold ended at 4,000 and silver ended at in the 48s. What's it exactly end? Gold 4,003, silver 48.68. You're missing the 68 cents there. It did hit 49. Gold back over 4,000. It'll be back to 4,500 or for at least 4,300. There's no real stopping it. But it's people don't get it. They can't. When you hear these other gold people on it on YouTube, they don't get it. Well, yeah, it did go up a lot, so it was profit taking. It was, of course they're gonna. No. We're talking physical gold. Nobody profit takes. I said that in the thing. I said, if you profit take, you're an idiot because you're getting back on the Titanic. I use my Titanic story because it's a really perfect way to explain everything. You're on the Titanic. You get on the lifeboat. Why would you get off the lifeboat to go back on the Titanic as it's sinking? So why would you get out of the dollar? Now, again, this is physical people. Why would you bought your gold, you got out of the dollar. Why would you sell your gold to get back into the dollar when it's sinking? I mean, we know it's sunk. We know it's 100% gone, not 99%. If it's gone, why would you sell it? I mean, so right now you hold 100 ounces, it's 4,000. Pretty soon it'll be 5,000. You'll make $100,000 on your money. Why would you sell it? You're not going to make any money. Has anybody ever made money holding this? No. Oh, you get 3% interest, of which you pay tax on it and it's inflated. So you end up losing money holding the dollar. See, the inflation kills the value, but not in gold because you can't print gold. So it's never inflated. There's more demand. The price goes up. And this is so why would you just hold it and let the price go up? And the COMEX has been keeping it down, but COMEX, I think China is just taking over. They got 80,000 tons now from 70,000 tons. They're busy little beavers buying it, and they're smart. But so is Australia. They're sold out. Singapore, there's 6-hour lines, according to Pat. You said you had a problem with the S's. That is a lisp. I don't know. I think it's because it was only just the S's, but I was able to fix it. I think it was. I don't remember what kind of S it was, but I just had to, like, instead of she, it'd be like she sells instead of she sells. I'd have to think about it's a she, not she sells. Right. So I had to pronounce it. That I don't know that that's a lisp, but that was a mental thing. But I had to just concentrate how to pronounce it before I said it. So it's seashells, not she shells. It was stuff like that. It was, but I don't think that was a lisp. I think it was just maybe part retarded. I don't know. Anyway, so let's look for gold. They keep playing this game of 4,039.50, 4,039.50, which is a joke. I mean, here it was up to 40.28, then 40.17, and look at this drop at noon to 39.82. What the fuck is that? And then it ends at 4,002, and then China picks it up Sunday night. But what kind? China's not really buying it the way they used to. Used to always go up like $100. China's now kind of playing around with it. But it's the people that aren't physical that are playing around with the price. They're doing options. They're thinking it's too high, so they're shorting it, thinking the price is too high. Oh my God, it's 4,000. It's going to go back to 3 or 3,500. No, they don't understand it. And in the physical world we live in, this isn't even close to reality. So the 4,000 is probably 8, 10 at least. Yes, it's closed now. You can see market closed, and then it opens Sunday night at about this time. So it's 5:15. So about 5:15 Sunday night, China, or maybe 6:15, China takes over. So it goes China in the evening and late night, then Europe takes it their time because of the time difference at like 2 in the morning to about 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. And then the US takes it, I think, 8 or 9 in the morning till 5 o'clock. But it's all options and derivatives. It's not a real physical price, which is why I tell you to buy the physical. If you buy the physical, you can't lose, and it's never going down. Nobody, the central banks, they're not selling bars. Um, and you just keep going. I mean, nobody's selling in their right mind. Maybe China sells a little, but at a higher price. China's not going to sell if they want to sell like a ton because they got 80,000. They're not selling it at 4,002. They're selling it at 4,500, 4,600. They're not. It's not 4,000. Nobody can get it at 4,000. That's why people go on COMEX to buy it. But really, China is the one pricing the gold now and the silver. You ever buy into miners? Never. No, I don't. I mean, maybe when I was younger, but all I would do is I would buy Newmont Mining. This is years ago. I'd buy Newmont Mining. I'd wait for the 10 o'clock drop. And when it started to come up, I would buy 1,000 shares in Newmont on the come up. And about 2, 3 o'clock, I'd sell it because I knew every morning at 10 o'clock, we're going to do this. And it did 99 days out of 100. So I just nickel dimed it. I just bought 1,000 shares. It'd go up 70 cents. I'd make $700. I was happy. Do that 4 or 5 times a week. So that's how I bought stock because I don't trust the market at all. It's all fixed. It's worse than the NBA. So that's how I bought it. But then starting to realize the dollar was worthless and starting to realize my only option was a monopoly, was gold and silver, I would then get in. I just sold everything. I sold all the stocks and bought gold. And I bought physical gold. I knew not to buy stocks. ETFs are just a Ponzi scheme. This, who's the guy, Spears or whatever, the Canadian guy, just a Madoff. It's all a Ponzi scheme. You don't own any of it. They kind of make you think you own the gold. You don't. It's priced on the physical price of gold. So the $4,000 is what the ETF's priced at. But that's not right. That's the paper price of gold. Why is there no physical price of gold? Obviously, some manipulation, but it's bullshit. And until we get one, we know it's 10 times higher than this paper price because they can do derivatives for a lot more ounces than there are that exist. So I don't understand COMEX. I don't know why it's legal. It isn't. It's a Ponzi scheme. But as long as we know that, we just keep buying physical 10 times cheaper than it really is. But I heard of it. Well, miners, yeah. I mean, I know gold and silver stocks, Newmont Mining, but I have no interest in it because it's stocks. Stocks will get wiped out. The only thing you should be in is physical gold and silver. Don't get into even if you make $1 million in it, it's not worth anything because the money is in dollars and the dollars are worthless. So why go into things that give you worthless money? Right? So you want physical things. You want a Mantle card. You want a Rolex. You want physical gold and silver. You want a Van Gogh. You want real things that will hold value, not something that is in dollars that has no value. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. Ever buy 90% silver Mercury dimes? I bought one Mercury dime in my life. I was at a baseball card show and they had it and I thought, it was okay. Generally, no. Generally, I'm buying the ounce, 999 fine ounce, 1 ounce gold, silver, quarter ounce. I'll buy more quarter ounce, half ounce, tenth of an ounce gold because it's so expensive. But silver, I always bought an ounce. But I didn't, like I said, I bought one Mercury dime at a card show. Just it was like $8, but that was it. It was not. I never had an interest in buying coins or rare coins. It was more buy gold and silver. You know, buy the big boys. Don't buy that. I don't buy MS-70s. I will buy PSA 10. Well, I hope my cards turn into PSA 10s. I got to get them rated. But no, I mean, the coins, uh, people are going to lose all their money. So they're not going to be able to afford a lot. Only us in gold are going to be able to afford things, but that's why you need the gold, the physical, the Eagles and the Buffaloes and the Philharmonics and the Maple Leafs and there's a Australian one. There's the Cougaran. So only those are where the value's at. That's all you want to buy are those physical, and lock them up, put them in your safe, and say thank you very much. But don't leave it in a safety deposit box at a bank. You'll never get it out. Do you have a P.O. box? No, I don't. Just my address, my email. But I don't have a need for a P.O. box. I don't have one. Maybe if I move to Russia or something, I might get one or something. But no, at this point, just the regular home address. All right. So let's look at some football. We can get back to economics. I have cards you might want. Well, it depends, who the player is, what's the condition, do I have it already? So maybe, but you can email me what you have, maybe, but I don't know. I have so many cards. I prefer gold. I prefer buying more gold than buying more cards that I then have to sell to buy gold. So it's kind of a tough one. Rogers rookie card, PSA 10. That depends, maybe. I don't have many Roger cards, but and I only have that one Mahomes card, but I have the Montana rookie. So, but I'm really not looking to expand my collection of cards as much as my gold and my silver. They're going up, so I don't know. For me, free. Oh well, that would be very nice. Free, I can take if that's what you want, then I would be happy with that. Well, I enjoy helping you, Ron. That's the point of the class, is to help, and it's yeah, I really help, but I don't. I mean, if I make you money on a football bet, it'd be nice to tip me, like Titus did. He won 18 grand. He gave me $600. Okay, so that was nice, but I didn't expect anything. So when I give you picks and you whatever you make, I don't really, a tip's nice to say thank you, but you buy anyway. So if you're buying, that's fine. If you're not buying and you win, yeah, you should tip me. You should not kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. All right, let's look at college. So let's look at yesterday. We had Memphis beating Rice 38-14. I thought Rice would give them a little bit of a battle. They've been playing defensively pretty good. No, I don't have a P.O. box, Ron. Just email me. I'll give you my address. It's fine. So Memphis beats Rice. Memphis is a very good team. North Carolina 27-10 over Syracuse. Syracuse is just beat up. Their quarterback's out. North Carolina stinks, but that was there. And L-Tech blows out Sam Houston 55-14. See, so here, Sam Houston's a Z team. So we know L-Tech, lane 16. I didn't like them because they're an under team, but why are they an under team? How many Z teams and high school teams have they played, or if they played a tougher schedule? And that's where you kind of get deceived. If they play Alabama and Mississippi and Oklahoma and Georgia, they're not going to score points. And now you get them against Sam Houston. So that's the deceitful part of it. They put up 55 on Sam Houston with the Z team, but then we take that for the next few weeks and we just pound against Sam Houston. We don't necessarily play L Tech, but we pound Sam Houston that they suck and they've given up like UMass, like a few other teams. But we look at Middle Tennessee, their Z team, they played Jacksonville State and they only lost 24-21. So they're still playing. So you look at that. UTSA put up 48 on Tulane. Now, okay, UTSA's back. Maybe it was an injury that came back. Memphis Rice. Memphis is a good team. Rice, pretty good defense, but Memphis took care of them. Memphis is a good passing team. North Carolina, Syracuse stinks. Quarterback's out. They're not playing well. To lose to North Carolina, pretty pathetic. All right, so look at today's games. I have 3 locks going this weekend. One was Baltimore -1 Thursday night. I couldn't resist Lamar coming back against Miami with their 27 defense. I knew he'd light it up. They won 28-7. That's about what I thought. And I thought they'd get into the 30s, but I knew Miami wasn't going to score. I knew there was no way Baltimore was losing, and we only had the late one, so it automatically became a lock. So that's paired with the Sunday game. We have 1 lock going. No, we got 2 locks going. We got a lock and a half going today. I got a college lock, and I got a college pro lock that I stumbled onto yesterday that I said, no, this is a lock. And so I played. So I got 1 college lock today. So I got 3 games that are locked in college, 1 with the pro tomorrow, and then I have the Baltimore with the pro tomorrow. So I got 5 teams you could lock. So you can play a 5-team teaser. So it'll be 3 college, 2 pro, Lockerino. So love the games, and we will see. 25 units, baby. That's it. Real D, how are you today? Good morning. Yeah, so you can see how much I like it because I've been going 21 unit locks. I really haven't seen that 35 unit lock that's just like, this is it. Like I know, like Baltimore should have been a little bit higher. But yeah, I would treat Baltimore as a 25 unit lock also. I had no fear of Miami doing anything. But yeah, I mean, so you can tell when I really like a game, I change my units. But the idea is so you bet more on that because if you bet the same on all the teasers, you're going to lose pretty much because you win. I go 3-1. You win 1 teaser, you lose the other, you pay the juice. So if we all win $100 a teaser, we'd win 1, we'd lose 1 with juice. We lose $10. And so that's why sometimes you want to play for more, and then we got to hit that one. So that's the idea of that. And then it's much, much better to win. They asked me what the line was and what a teaser is. So I said, the line's what makes the betting even. This is what people don't understand. It doesn't make the game even. It makes the betting even. Because if I'm a bookie, I want $1 million on Detroit, and I want $1 million on Minnesota. With juice, it'll be $1,100,000 on each. The Minnesota, let's say Detroit wins. All the Detroit people win $1 million, and the Minnesota people have to pay $1,100,000. So I pay the $1 million from the Minnesota people, the Detroit people. I keep the $100,000 in juice. That's what the line is, and then the teaser is taking it, moving it 6 points, up or down. Total or over or under. That's what a teaser is, but we've perfected the teaser. We know which way to go with the game, and that's basically how I pick 75%. and those are on picks. So Baltimore winning is a pick. It won. I'm 1-0. I don't know why it's that hard to understand that. And and you should bet your bankroll. You need bankroll. You should be able to afford what you lose. Not this Shotani. I was watching Shotani. I'm convinced he was betting baseball. The guy says, well, he was on the mound and the guy texted in a game. That doesn't mean it's not Shotani. He probably went out to the mound and said, hey, Joe, bet this. And then are you really going to bet millions of dollars on soccer games of countries that you can't pronounce, that you don't even know where they are, and lose? Who does that? Yeah, let's bet the Senegal. Let's bet $1 million on that soccer game. What, are you kidding me? How do you even get odds on it? How is it even on the board and you're going to bet it? So I thought that the guy was horseshit on the interview with the mafia guy. And when he asked him, did Shotani bet? He has no fucking idea. He was protecting him. It had to be him betting Shotani. Yeah, the guy doesn't have money. Yeah, Shotani, can I have $1 million to pay off the bookie? Really? And Shotani's just gonna, oh yeah, sure, yeah, you can lose $1 million of my money. Yeah, that happens almost all the time, like trading places. Hey G, where have you been? Are you okay? Good morning to you. Your free pick today is what the hell is it? It's Baylor over, and your free pick tomorrow is Detroit laying 2.5. And I got 3 locks going this weekend. One of them was Baltimore yesterday, -1 with a Sunday game. And then I got a pro lock and a college pro lock. I got a college lock, college pro lock, and the other half of the Baltimore lock. So it's a fun week. Ron, I had that problem when I first started with you. I was like, TK, I bet your lock and lost. It was who I teased it with that lost. I don't know how to really do my site. I mean, at first it was like, here's the games, right? So here's Baylor over. Here's the free pick Detroit, Baltimore, and and then it was like, okay, let me pair it together. So what I'm showing you is what I'm doing. This is how I'm pairing the games. But what I'm telling you on the lock is these two are strong plays, but you can play it the way you want. You can play like with the locks. I got 6 locks going. You can play a 6-team teaser. Well, now you can play a 5-team teaser. Baltimore's already won. But you can play a 5-team teaser. I would do that, but I would do that for, $30, $40, and then I'd bet, $500 on the locks. But I learned that way back in the 80s when I first was doing teasers. I would find the best game and I would pair the best team. So I would just kind of look at all the teams going, yeah, I like, I like them, Joe Montana, I like the Steelers, I like the Packers, whatever. And it's the stronger I like them, that's who I'd pair them with. So that's why sometimes you'll see the pairings. I'm putting what I like but don't love, and then I'm putting what I love with what I love. And that's where the lock comes from. I really love Baltimore, and then who I played it with. So that's how I'm playing the locks. But the lock is really both teams. So I like Baltimore. That was a lock, and who I played it with is a lock. In today's college, they're my favorite plays. They're very strong plays today, and we hope they win. But nothing's 100%. There's injuries, there's turnovers, there's weather, and so there's a lot of variables that enter into a game. But more than likely, if they play 10 times, we're going to win the bet 9 times. You did purchase. Okay, I'll check my email. Pair them with other teams you have written down. Yeah, I mean, and I know I show you a lot of games. Okay, so you don't have to play every game I'm playing. You can, but you make your decisions. You look at who I liked, and if we agree, then maybe you play that on a big 8 or 9, 10 team teaser, you do that. When Titus won 18 grand, I didn't play half the games. I talked about them, and I was like, I don't know, it was like Tennessee had a great defense that last year. I said, well, I like this game under. They were maybe playing Oklahoma or Auburn, and it'd be an under game. I didn't pick it. It wasn't one of my picks on the site, but he picked it. And of the 10 games, I think, yeah, they were all my picks, but I think I only put in on the bet maybe 5 or 6 of them, and he hit the 10. So he's like, I like, Old Miss under, and then you talked about it, and like you said, yeah, it's probably an under game. And so he then bet it as that, as we agreed on it. So the games we agreed on is the 10 he bet. He teased them and he parlayed them. All right, let me see, G. What did you buy? And then I got to give you. G, do you have the password done? Yeah, you probably have the password. Let me know if you need the password, G. But it looks like the way you bought it, you should have it. That's a nice card. I like his rookie on the back. Yeah, I'll give you the email. I don't. Do you know what it's worth? It's a nice card. I don't have too many Aaron Rodgers because I really stopped collecting like after Brady, about 2004, 2005. I got that refractor of Brady at that time. Okay, G, good. All right. I'll give you that password, G. I'll just give you everything, G. What's today? November 1st. So this is November 3rd. I kind of like this password. It's a goodie. All right, so the password I just sent you will get you all the games. All right. Pair them with other teams have written down. I've been winning with adding the lock teams with your plays. Three-way tees, use 10 points any way you want. Yeah, I see you won some games using the 10-point teaser. Yeah, my games are going to be close. I'm not going to very rarely get blown out. We might lose the total by a point or two. We might lose the other by a point or two, but I don't normally. If I'm giving you a lock, I'm certainly not. It's not getting buried. Um, like Green Bay, Pittsburgh last week, I took Pittsburgh as a home dog because Green Bay's there. They lost by a point. We're getting 9. They lost by 10. So Ron would have won if he played the 10-point teaser with that. He wins. If the guy catches the 2-point conversion, we would have won. They would have lost by 8. We're getting 9. So that's why you hunt for lines. You want to get the most you can, and that's what I look for. I'll use your 25 unit games with multiple teasers. Yeah. The college one, I absolutely love it. I was watching the replay from last week, and it was just they looked really good, and it's a perfect. It's just like that's why it's 25 unit. This game's going to hit 100 very easily. All right. So let's look. Texas Vandy's our first. Texas 346 and a half. Manning had concussion protocol, but he's cleared. He's going to play today. As far as I know, Doggy is there. Vanderbilt played Missouri very well. Missouri's a very good team, and they beat them. Their only loss to Alabama, 30-14 by 16. Texas played a marathon game with Mississippi State last week, and Vandy's got a little better quarterback than Mississippi State. So judging by no, Texas doesn't have this strong defense against a good quarterback. Daggio should have a pretty good game here. So that's kind of how I use other games to come up with these games. And watching Mississippi State put up 38 on Texas, where I thought Texas had this grade 11 defense and you can't score on them. And I'm like, yeah, maybe not. So go Daggio. West Virginia, Houston. These are the noon games. Houston, 12.5, 48.5. Down was 14, went down to 12.5 and 49, roughly 49. West Virginia is a Z team. They're really bad. 30 defense. Houston is not as good as I thought they'd be. They're good, but they're a B team. They got an 18 defense. Willie Fritz is a great coach. He's using a A&M quarterback Wegman, who's not that good. That's why they're not scoring that much. That's why they're not an A. So when they're a B, I know they're scoring like upper 20s, giving up 18 pretty much. I try now going in, looking at the last 5 or 6 games and determining who they are now, because they're now conference games, not this bullshit Z team, high school team, crap like that skew up the numbers. So I don't know. Houston, they're laying 12.5. More or less, are you betting against West Virginia? Miami SMU, a good game. Miami is 10. Miami is 10.50. Miami, I don't know about them. I don't like their coach. They're both A teams, but SMU hasn't really been that great. They're 5-3, but you can be an A team and be 5-3 based on the numbers. They score a lot. They give up 21. They probably score 35 a game. And Miami. So the A, by calling it an A team, I'm saying they can score and their defense is good. Miami's an A with the 14 defense, but SMU's an A with the 21 defense. So you can have variances of A's, but in my mind, I know what I'm looking at. It's more for me. You can use it as, oh, it's a Z team. Howard said they suck, which is kind of what we're doing. Anyway, so Miami, it's at SMU. This probably be a close game. I have no real feel on it. UCF Baylor, this is our free pick. Baylor 358.5. Baylor just scores. And the key about Baylor is they score like 45 a game, but they give up 32. And they play a lot of 80, 90-point games. TCU, 80. A lot of these. I would lay away. Like when they play Texas Tech, I probably wouldn't play that over because of Texas Tech's defense. Or maybe Utah, I'd be careful with. But UCF's a B team with a 17 defense. It isn't really a 17 and who they played. They gave up 30-some to Kansas and some of their other teams. So this is the free play. You can get a 58.5. So it's 52, 28-25 is a winner. And Baylor's going to get into the 30s, and UCF should be into the 30s also against this defense. So when you're coming up with this, you kind of try to guess the score, right? And when you do that, well, what's the score of a Baylor game? You're going to say, well, 35 to something, unless they're playing, even against maybe Alabama, they'll put up 30 some. So you try to pick the score, and then you look at the total. That's why you got to do the score first. Then it tells you, wait, they're only Baylor -3. Baylor could, obviously win the game at home. UCF isn't that good. They're 4-3, but Baylor's just like a high scoring basketball team. So that's why I like the over, and we've won every time we've played Baylor over. I think we locked it last week and it won. And the TCU game we locked over and it won. It was a lock. We needed 60. They scored 61 for us. So it's just they have a great quarterback in Robertson, an offensive coach, a weak defense. It's the perfect storm for an over team. And then UCF's not the greatest offense, not like Cincinnati. And if they played BYU, I'd be careful because they got a really good defense, and Utah. But otherwise, if they're playing Texas Tech, well, no, Texas Tech's good defense. They play TCU, Kansas State. Yeah, Baylor just pound them over. And it's just, it's the nature of the beast. They're just great quarterback and a great offensive mind coach. So I'll take Baylor over free play. Buffalo and Bowling Green. Bowling Green 43.5. This was 1, so money piling in on Bowling Green. The Sharks 3 and 43.5. So that really hasn't moved much. Buffalo under team 21. They struggled with UMass. This game's at home. Bowling Green's an E team with a 25 defense. Yeah, maybe Bowling Green wins at home. It's MAC. Who knows? Penn State, Ohio State. Ohio State 18.5, 44. Now this side's went 21 down to 18.5. And 44.5. I have seen 45s out there also. Ohio State, what can you say? 6 defense. Penn State at 19. New quarterback for Penn State, a new coach for Penn State. If the quarterback was any good, now it's funny is the backup went to Missouri. That Probola was the backup to Allard. That's why he was so good. But now this guy's like the third stringer. I don't know. They played Iowa 25-24, but nobody's scoring on Ohio State's defense. That's all I could say. I just remember the Washington game. Washington, they were struggling. They'd get into the red zone a few times and kick field goals, but they couldn't score. So Ohio State's not losing this game at home. It's a high point number. And how good is Penn State? They have players, but Ohio State will play today. Rutgers, Illinois 13.5, 62.5. This is an over game. Rutgers scores, gives up 30. Illinois scores, gives up 27. So this is a very good overplay here. This who was I looking at? So I looked at the scores of conference play, and they both score in the 30s. And neither defense is all that. I like Altmaier. Rutgers quarterback was at Minnesota is pretty good. So there you go. I did add a game, Ron, so kind of check in with that. The Moss was not on there originally, was it? Yeah, Mississippi I put on a couple days ago. Grew up in New Brunswick, a huge, just check. I edited some games last night watching the World Series. As I study and watch the tape on YouTube, I pick up stuff. So I go, oh yeah, that's who they are. Because you don't really watch the games that much. You're more or less looking. I'm looking at the numbers because there's so many games. In the pros, it's easy. We see all the games, so I know who everybody is. It's much easier. Well, they used to have a good team, but they don't now. Rutgers has a good offense, but not the defense. The defense is surprising. They played Iowa, and it was like a 34-31 game. I was shocked. And then other games. So they are not this strong defense that they normally are. That's what I picked up on Rutgers. And Illinois, same thing. Luke Altmaier, a good quarterback, but their defense is a 27. Now, granted, they played Ohio State and some other USC who put up 34 on them. So, yeah, it depends who you play. UAB, UConn 11.5, 62.5. Down from 64. I'll mark it 63. And again, this is just one spread. If you go into the other sites, you'll see 7 or 8 spreads, and they're usually a half point different. Shiano needs to get back to old defense. Yeah, I was shocked. He's got a quarterback, and so that hurts your defense because you got less rest. Like when you're running the ball down the field, like Army Navy, the defense gets a nice long rest, but when you're passing incomplete pass or this or that, or he throws for a touchdown, the defense isn't resting. So you tend to give up more points because of that. Navy, North Texas, 6.5, 66.5. This line's jumped from 64 to 66. Navy's an A team, 23 defense, good quarterback, pretty good defense. They do play high scoring games. North Texas, well, you know all about them. They have a great quarterback, and they put up 40, 50 points a game. They play a lot of 70, 80-point games. 6.5, 66. I'm tempted to play the Navy here. I haven't played this game. I'm scared of North Texas's offense, but Navy, when you get a Navy, Army, Air Force team that's an A, it's really hard to bet against them because you can't practice against the option. Although they throw the ball much better now too. I thought about the over here. I thought about Navy, but I haven't played it. I found better fish in the sea to play, but if I had to play this, boy, that's a tough one. Probably take the Navy in 12.5, but I haven't played it. Duke and Clemson. Clemson 3.5, 54.5. I'm wondering why Clemson's favorite here. Duke, very explosive quarterback, very explosive team, an over team. Clemson, a B team with the 20. I'll be shocked if Clemson wins. And they're 3-4. Why are they favored in this game? Because of their name, but they suck this year. Army at the Air Force. Talk about teams that suck. Air Force 147.5, down from 49. Army's an E team with a 24 defense. Air Force an over team with the 37 defense. Air Force is scoring, but they have no defense. Army, I don't like the quarterback. It'll be a toughie. But it's a rivalry game. Arizona State, Iowa State. I was asked about taking Arizona State. The quarterback's out, if I can find it. So Iowa State, 7.5, 49.5. It's come up from 5. This would have been an Arizona State play, but when you lose the quarterback, Levitt, who's really their leader, he's just a winner. The Raiders would like this guy too. There's a bunch of quarterbacks the Raiders should be drafting next year. Iowa State, a B team, 21 defense. They're not as strong as they normally are. Arizona State's, they're not even an E team because that's what their quarterback out changes the whole thing. That's where the variables change. So you can't really go there. You don't know over or under. You don't know how good the quarterback is. So it ends up maybe you take Iowa State, but depends on the Arizona State backup, which we don't know. Ron, I'm looking now. What did you add? Don't say the teams, just what line is it? It should be on the bottom line. It's an over with it's a college pro with an over. I think they're both overs. Yeah, it's over. It's a pro college. It's the last line. Yeah. Let's see. East Carolina and Temple. Temple's a pretty good team this year, but East Carolina is actually an A team. East Carolina 5.5, 57.5, and it's at Temple. Temple's an over team. They got a good quarterback. Simon's like 20-1 touchdown interceptions, 26 defense. They got the Sam Houston coach who was very good last year, but he left for Temple, and now Sam Houston sucks because they don't have a coach. East Car's an A with the 17. It's a tough one because I like Temple as a home dog, but I don't like to fuck with the A teams too often. So we'll see. New Mexico and Vegas. Vegas is 461.5. New Mexico, it's an over game. They're both over. 24 defense, New Mexico 33. This should go over. Louisville, VTech. Louisville is 10.5, 53.5. Louisville, an A team, 21, beat Miami. VTech's terrible this year. W team, 29 defense. I you know, I'd be shocked if Louisville lost this game. New Mexico State, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, 8.5, 53.5. New Mexico State's an under team with a 24 defense. Western Kentucky, a B with a 23. New Mexico State's pretty bad. Western Kentucky has a good quarterback from Abilene Christian. He's had a pretty good year. They've been a little inconsistent. They're not an A team, but they are at home. They probably get the win here, Western Kentucky. Delaware and Liberty. Liberty 351.5. Delaware's an over team, 28 defense. They think they're Michigan. And Liberty an under team with the 21 defense. I don't know. Delaware might be a live dog here. They seem to play pretty well. I saw the Colorado game. They played pretty well. Fresno and Boise. Boise 17.5, 49.5. Down from 51. Fresno and E team, terrible quarterback, good running attack, 23 defense. Boise, an over team with a 23 defense, but got the shit beat out of them by Notre Dame. Be careful there. Old D, Lou Monroe, Old D 1755. They've been struggling. Lou Monroe's a Z team. We had Southern Miss last week who blew them out at home. So this one's at Lou Monroe. 33 defense, Old D, but Old D hasn't been playing well. Georgia, Florida, we got Georgia 750.5. Georgia, the 18, 19 defense. Florida and under with the 20. I don't like Florida's quarterback. Georgia's a mystery this year. Their defense, they've had some big scoring games they've given up. Then they play Alabama 24-21. Georgia's the better team here. It's a neutral field, so enjoy. Pitt and Stanford. Pitt 1451.5. Pitt's an over team, 22 defense. Stanford's a W, the 29. They did beat Florida State at home. Pitt has to travel from Pitt to California. That's the only drawback here. Now, sometimes it doesn't bother them. Sometimes it does. I think the conclusion I came to with the Stanford-Florida State game is Florida State's quarterback absolutely stinks. That's why they're losing. He's a good runner, as Alabama showed you, but he can't throw. And so when he got in against when he got in some of these games, he can't throw. Virginia killed him. Pitt killed him. So Florida State's in big trouble. Again, their choice of quarterbacks is terrible. And then can't they recruit a good quarterback at Florida State? So Pitt, I like Pitt except for Stanford beating Florida State and the game being in Stanford. So you got to be careful there. But Pitt's a good team, good quarterback. Michigan State, Minnesota. Minnesota 3.5, 44.5. Michigan State an over team with a 32 defense, and the quarterback is not very good. Minnesota an under team with a 21. Their quarterback's pretty good, and they got a pretty good defense. It's the coach from Western Michigan's at Minnesota, and he plays a defensive brand. So I think Michigan State's going to have trouble scoring here. Lou Lafayette, South Alabama. Lou Lafayette's quarterback got hurt in the first week, Howard. So they've been going with the backup. South Alabama, 3.5, 52.5, down from 4.5 at 54. Lou Lafayette and they're both E teams with 30 defenses. So I don't, is Lou Lafayette a live dog? I don't know. Is it an over? Probably, with these 30 defense. I tend to notice, even if they're weak offensively, when the 30 defenses play each other, it's usually high scoring. Notre Dame, BC. Notre Dame up to 30.5. Wow, that jumped. It was 28. And 55 total. Notre Dame, an A team, 21 defense, playing better and better. BC's a over team with a 34 defense. Notre Dame's going to light them up. You can see the line going from 28 to 30, so they think so also. I don't know. Notre Dame's not going to have any problem here. See, but that's what we look at. It's BC with the 34 defense. Well, why would Notre Dame struggle with the 34 defense? Now, if they're playing a Ohio State with the 6 or 8 defense, they're going to struggle. That's why we pay attention to the defense. Indiana, Maryland, good game here. Indiana, 21.5, 50.5. Maryland, really good quarterback. I think Maryland, I don't know if they'll give them a game, but I think they can score a little bit. Indiana just runs it down your throat. They can pass it well, and their defense is strong. They're just a very strong team. I wouldn't bet against Indiana. I know it's on the road, but Maryland has a good quarterback, Washington, so keep your eye on him. Let's see how he does against Indiana. Texas Tech, Kansas State. Texas Tech is 7 and 51.5. The quarterback is a yes. Morton will play. Great defense, great running back, best team. Look at Texas Tech here. Virginia and Cal. That's right here. Virginia is up to 5.5 from 4 and 52.5. That went down from 54. And, Virginia's a B team, 22. Cal's an E, 24. Cal's not bad. Again, you got Virginia flying to the West Coast. It's just sickening the way they make these schedules. But what are you going to do? This is why do you have West Coast teams playing in the ACC and the Big Ten? It's fucking stupid. So anyway, it wouldn't surprise me if Cal got the upset because Virginia's got to travel all the way to the coast. It's a 4:00 game. So it's 1:00 for Cal, 4:00 for Virginia. We'll see. It should be a good game, I think. Oak State, Kansas. My Kansas team's been struggling. 24.5, 55.5. Kansas is an over team. I love the quarterback, Daniels. I didn't love him before the last few years. I like Bean better. Bean's the backup on Indiana. So you're hoping Daniel Jones gets hurt and Bean comes in. Then Indy will really be a good team. So Kansas has been struggling. They got killed by Kansas State, but it was a lock last week, the over, and it did come through. Again, Kansas and Baylor and these teams, you just bet them over. A lot of times they're locks because the Big 12 has a lot of good quarterbacks and not so good defense. Oklahoma State's a Z team with the 39. Kansas will just kill them. 48-0. I mean, this should be something like that. Old Mississippi State and Arkansas. We've got Arkansas 4.5, 66. Really, they're both over teams. Mississippi State got Blake Shapen, a quarterback from Baylor or Texas Tech, one of those, and he's starting to come into form. I think he was hurt before. Arkansas, we saw them against A&M, 44-41. So it should be high scoring. Mississippi State 23 defense, but Arkansas 32. Now we saw Arkansas against Notre Dame, and they only scored 13. But I don't think Mississippi State defensively is going to hold them to 13 at Arkansas. So I look more at the A&M game for Arkansas here. Central and Western. Western 5.5, 42.5. I was looking at this game this morning. Do I want to play the dog? It's kind of a rivalry, Central, Western, Michigan's. Central's an 18, 24. Western's an under with an 18. Thought about the under. Central was a dog. Maybe either way, but the teams are kind of too weak to really mess around with. Wyoming, San Diego State 10, 41.5. San Diego State. Where'd they go? Right there. San Diego 10.5, 42.5. Wyoming's an under team with a 19 defense. They're always an under team. And San Diego State's an 18 this year with a I think it's a 10 defense. Jesus. Yeah, San Diego State at home, laying 10. I would think they get the W there. I was close to betting them, but I didn't. Mississippi 12.5, 55.5. Up from 54. Ole Miss proved it, beat Oklahoma last week. They will not be flat here. They're at home. You're going to be flat as a road favorite. You're not going to be flat at home in a must-win game. They are 7-1. And South Carolina is really not that good. They played Alabama a close game at home, and now they go on the road and they get their ass kicked by Mississippi. They're just too explosive, and South Carolina isn't. Lenora Sellers is not, he's a big guy, but he's an athlete, but he's not a quarterback. So I don't think South Carolina scores much. Ole Miss 23 defense, not as good as last year's, but we'll see. But I think Ole Miss gets the W there. Purdue, Michigan, I have no idea here. Michigan 21, 48.5. Wow, this is down from 51. Whew. I thought about the under in the game. Purdue, good coach, good quarterback, inconsistent, throws a lot of picks. Michigan, their quarterback stinks. They run the ball and they play defense like they always do. A B team with the 17 defense against Purdue, an E team with the 27. Michigan should win, but I don't know if they'll cover 21. Purdue is with a good quarterback, can get some touchdowns. Michigan State scored on Michigan. They only lost by 11 last week. So I don't know. It'll be tough. They could let down after playing Michigan State in a rivalry game, and they got Ohio State coming up. Arizona, Colorado. Arizona 4.5, 52.5. Prime's been crying because he got his ass kicked by Utah last week. Arizona, the B team, the 20 defense. Colorado, an E with the 27. I don't know. Colorado probably plays well because they got killed by Utah. They lost 52-10 or something like that. And Prime will have them playing. He's probably trying to get Prime Jr. back, get him another 4 years. Great game here, Oklahoma, Tennessee. This is the 7:30 game going against the World Series. I think the World Series would be tonight. Yeah, because they can't play in the afternoon because college football is on. I'm surprised they're even playing on Saturday. Tennessee's actually a 3-point favorite, 55.5. After watching Oklahoma and Ole Miss, maybe they don't have that strong defense either. But both Oklahoma and Texas against good passing teams didn't show up. Ole Miss put up 35 points on them. Oh, now you're going to Tennessee with Joey Aguilar and that passing offense. Good fucking luck. So Oklahoma will be lucky to win. They don't really have Mateer's okay, but they don't have that strong of an offense, although they should be able to score on Tennessee with the 30 defense. If Tennessee had a 10 defense, Tennessee would be undefeated. as it is now. They shouldn't have lost to Georgia. The kid missed a field goal, but they still put up 40 on Georgia. So don't be shocked if Tennessee wins it. They are favored. Washington State, Oregon State. Washington State 3.5, 47.5. Who cares? Washington State's an under team, 24 defense. Oregon State's a Z team with a 32. I have no idea here, and I don't care. USC 4.5, 59.5. Up from 58. USC an over team, great quarterback, Maivia, pretty good defense, a 23 defense. Nebraska is a B team with a 19. However, I don't buy the 19. Michigan put up 30 on them without a quarterback. Maryland played them a 34-31 game. So where's the defense? So I don't buy the 19. USC's got a good. They lost to Notre Dame 34-24. I kind of like USC here. It is a travel, but it's a 7:30 game, so they shouldn't be hurt by the weather. And USC, it's probably a higher scoring game. Georgia Tech, my boys, against NC State. Georgia Tech 5.5, 58.5, up from 57. Haynes King all the way. A team, 20 defense against NC State, who's an E team with a 30 defense. I don't see Georgia Tech having problems against this defense. It's not a travel. They're going from Georgia to North Carolina. Kentucky and Auburn. Let's see, where's that? Here it is. Auburn minus 10.5, 45.5. Kentucky's a W team with a 30 defense. Auburn's kind of an E team with an 18 defense. They're okay. I thought they got a good win last week over Arkansas. What was that? That was Auburn won 33-24. So Auburn can score. If they get a weak defense, they got a weak defense here. That's why we look at the defense. So Auburn 10-46. I just think Kentucky, maybe at home, but on the road, it's all Auburn here. Wake Forest and Florida State. Florida State 10.5, 51.5. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Wake's a B team with an 18 defense. Florida State sucks. They're 3-4 on a 4-game losing streak. They're an over team, I think, with the 22 defense. Yeah, Pitt scored a lot on them. Virginia scored a lot on them. Somehow they played Miami 26-22, which is crazy. Wake's a very live dog in this game. I might have to play Wake. Getting 16.5, there's no way. It's like Clemson being 10 points over anybody. They can't beat anybody by 10. Wake Forest, live dog here. Arkansas State and Troy. Troy is 8.5, 52.5, up from 7, down from 54. Arkansas State's an even team, and Troy's an even team, 28 defenses. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know Troy well enough or Arkansas State. Cincinnati, Utah 10.5, 55.5. Dampier is playing from what I read. Cincinnati, explosive team, an 18 with a 19 defense. Utah, an 18 with a 14. Played BYU 24-21. Utah 6-2, needs the game. Cincinnati 7-1, needs the game. Cincinnati did beat my Kansas team and Iowa State, and Utah lost to BYU and lost to Texas Tech. Dampier, great quarterback, fast, quick. He'll light it up. Cincinnati, Sorsby, he's been lighting it up. Kansas, I thought, had a good defense, and he lit that up, and he won the game. So he's a winner, and look for a good game here. This is definitely a kind of a big spread, I think, for this game. And our last game is San Jose State, 1.5, 55.5, down from 3 and down from 58. So something's going on in San Jose. Hawaii's not a bad team, 23 defense. San Jose State's an E team with the 29. I think Hawaii's a live dog in this game. And that'd be your college game. Again, free pick is Baylor over with UCF. What else is new? 3 locks going today. And several other plays. So I always have a good 10, 12 plays, and it's just by conference. It's just going against the Z team or a take the dog, or it's an over game or it's an under game. And so I analyze the games, which way is it going, and if I like the game, I play it. I mean, I'm not going to worry about the number. Oh, I played 4 teams. I can't add any more. I mean, I'm ready to add Wake Forest to my list. I really didn't notice it. I was caught up in the other teams, but definitely like that. And there's some other, and the other one's Kansas. I haven't played, which I think they're going to kill Oklahoma State, who's the Z team. But I haven't played them yet. So there's food for your fire. Pros, I really won't get into today. We'll get into it tomorrow. Prophet, how are you? So we have a World Series Game 7, but I really wish they were starting Yesovich again. Well, is it Shotani against Scherzer? Scherzer he struggled getting Shotani out. So Scherzer better figure out how to get Shotani out, or they better be walking him. Myself, I'd be walking him. Well, I don't know. I think they figured out how to pitch him. And Yosevich will probably pitch tonight if it's Game 7. If they need somebody in the 8th or 9th inning, he's probably going in. You can't hit him. So Shotani's tired anyway. I think he's a baby, and babies like that need their 5 days rest. So he pitched Game 4. That was about 4 days ago, right? Game 5, Game 6, off day, and so he's on 3 days rest, so he won't go long. He'll go 5 innings. They've seen him. They'll hit him. Toronto has the hitting. Bo Bichette playing. I was a little disappointed. I thought that was a terrible call, the ball being landing at the bottom of the fence. That runner should have scored because he was already past second when it happened. So you give him 2 bases from there, not from first. I thought that was a bad call. But some of the guys, second, they have second and third, and the guy pops out to second. I mean, you had the wrong batter up at the wrong time. You needed Bichette up, or you needed, Guerrero Jr. But they can hit all over the lineup. That's Toronto. The Rams are terrible. They got Shotani, and it was the first hit of the series for Mookie Betts. He's terrible. Yeah, he won an MVP 10 years ago on Boston at Fenway Park. Big deal. I mean, that he does not look like an MVP. To bet him 4th, I thought was ridiculous. The Dodger lineup should be Mookie Betts first, and then you have I always think they're listening to me because I told them to switch the lineup up. I would never have Shotani leading off. He's your 3 hitter, and then Wally Joyner's your 4th hitter. And I know I'm just playing with the names. He's your 4th hitter. Your 2nd hitter might be Betts. Maybe leads off, although he can't hit. And then you got to find a 2nd hitter. And the catchers, he's your 5th or 6th hitter. Just a stupid lineup, I think. A bunch of crap hitters. And Shotani's way overrated. Just, he keeps striking out. I just be careful, Scherzer, what you're doing. Yeah, he was past second base. Nikki, good morning. Teaserking is wearing his Dodger blue. Let's go Dodgers. Well, don't they both wear blue? Actually, I've been red hot in this shirt. Uh, I look for, you know, I look for shirts that are lucky for me. And this is blue's my favorite color, so I'm very lucky in blue. And since I've switched to this shirt, I've been red hot in my football picks. So I don't know. I really don't want the Dodgers to win. I think they are just a bunch of crybabies. Shotani, I don't like at all. I don't get the hype. Oh, well, nobody else has pitched and hit. Yeah, Babe Ruth did. Yeah. But you can't do it because, as we saw in game 4, he didn't get his rest. He couldn't prepare to pitch. You can't be playing if you need to study the hitters. So I don't care how fast, I look at the pitches, everybody throws 99 miles an hour. Then their arm falls out and they all go for Tommy John surgery. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Um, Not everybody can pitch 99 miles an hour accurately, which we're seeing. The Dodgers have no bullpen, they have no hitting. I don't know how they're in the World Series. I don't know how they beat Milwaukee and Philadelphia. That was just choking. Milwaukee just choked. They were the better team, so we'll see. But Toronto, I'll be shocked if they lose tonight. They can just hit. They got hitting, and I like Scherzer. Just be careful with Shotani. You got one guy, just pitch around him, intentionally walk him, or give him the walk that's close but no cigar, and he walks. But you can't let him beat you. That's crazy. You let if the catcher beats you, or if the Kiki Vandeweghe beats you, then that's fine. That's then somebody's going to beat you, but most of the team can't hit. Most of the team, like the second baseman, who is he? And then the guy was in second, played center field. He's a minor leaguer. What is he doing out there? So there's very few major leaguers in Major League Baseball now. Toronto's got about 3 or 4 of them, and the rest is, it's just a bunch of minor. That's the Tigers' problem. They got 9 minor leaguers playing. And the reason is because he doesn't pay them. None of them make $1 million. None of them will make, because he'll just trade them, bring up another guy who's cheap. That's all the Tigers are doing. They're cheap. They don't want to pay anybody. They'll never pay Skubal, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't pay him either. If I was the Yankees or Boston, here's $2 million a year. If you pitch more than 6 innings, I'll give you a bonus. But if you're just going to pitch 6 innings for me, go fuck off. That's ridiculous. You have no business. You want to make 40 million, you're going to pitch 9 innings. If you can't pitch 9 innings, you ain't making 40 million. And this 10-year deal, you've got to be kidding me. Most I would do with the pitchers 3 years. If they don't like it, go fuck off. If you're good and you're still healthy, you'll get another 3-year deal. I'm giving you 3 years, and I'm going to give it based on performance. You win so many games, you get more. You hit so many strikeouts, you get more. You pitch 9 innings, you get more. Every time you pitch 6 innings, you lose money. Let's give the guy incentive. Oh, I threw 100 miles an hour. I'm all burnt out. Well, there's a job at the grocery store. You can pack groceries. How about that? It's insane. These guys are such babies. They're not professionals. You see Sandy Koufax at the Dodger game. He pitched 9 innings for years. There was no pitch count. He seemed to do okay. Bob Gibson seemed to do okay. Oh, it's a different era. Bullshit, it's a different era. These are professional pitchers. Nothing's changed. If you shouldn't throw faster than you can. If you're a 95-mile-an-hour pitcher, don't throw 99. Throw 95. If you're a pitcher, you'll get the players out like Scherzer does, like Yashevitz did with all his sinkers. It was beautiful to watch. But that's it. You can't sit there and back up these guys who pitch 6 innings. Nah, you pitch 6 innings, fuck off. You get 6 innings of a paycheck. You get 2/3 of your paycheck. And some guy wants 40 million. I'd pay him in. I'd pay him in this. Here you go. You can have this. It's not worth anything, but good luck, and you're not getting gold. Um, but yeah, I think Toronto wins today. And again, both teams wear blue, as far as I know. But this has got nothing to do with that. This is my good luck for football shirt. That's it. The pros, I do have a lock. Well, I had a lock Baltimore with somebody, and then I got a lock college pro today. So I have 3 locks in pro, but one's already been played. That's why you got to buy me, Thursday. I did tell you I was playing the Thursday game. So don't wait till Saturday. Free play in the pros is Detroit minus 2.5. Get it before it goes to 9.5, 10. JJ McCarthy. What a joke that is. That's just ridiculous. Free play here, Baylor, UCF over. It's 59. It's only 53. So for Baylor, that's a halftime score. So I have graded the teams in the NFL, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Well, I've talked about it already. I think Thursday or Friday. I think yesterday we went over pros. If you want to know what I graded the teams, I mean, I can quickly give you the grades. So we got Denver, a B team, playing Houston, a B team, a 19 defense. Denver, a B19, and Houston, a B15. Knicks against Stroud. Indy, an A team, the 19 defense. Pitt, an over with the 25. Jones against Rodgers. San Fran, an under team with the 21 defense against the Giants. An E with the 27. I think it'll be Jones against Dart, but no Scatterboo. That'll make a huge difference. Atlanta, an under team, 22. New England, a B with an 18. I believe Penix is like, I'm ready to go, but we'll see. We'll make sure it's official, which I'll check later. I'm not sold on Drake May. He runs a lot. They're playing good defense, an 18 defense. I don't buy that New England's all that at this point. Although they did beat Buffalo, which is good, but they got such an easy schedule. San Diego, an under team with the 22 against Tennessee, the worst team, the Z with the 29. Herbert against Ward. Carolina, a W team, 24 defense goes against Green Bay, the B team with the 21. Young against Love. Young stinks. It's a bit of a high spread. Maybe you go total on this game if you can figure it out. Minnesota, an under team with the 23, goes to Detroit, an A team with the 22. JJ McCarthy against Golf. Again, take Detroit, lay the 2.5 there. That's just freaking ridiculous. Golf, there's no chance JJ McCarthy can get the upset. Nothing. The Bears, an over team, 26 defense against Cincinnati. Over team with the 32. Flacco says he wants to play. He's got a hurt joint in his throwing arm, but apparently he can play or he'll shoot it up against Caleb, who's terrible. If Flacco plays, maybe it's a play. We'll see. New Orleans, the Z team, 26 defense. The Rams, an A with the 17. Stafford against Shao. Shao is from Louisville, from Texas Tech. His first game. The Rams, strong defense. Stafford, Puka playing. Again, you're laying 14 here, so that's a tough one. Jacksonville, an under 22 defense, and Lawrence against Oakland, a Z team with the 26, and Smith. However, you got Brock Bowers back, which will open up for Gentry. Look for Oakland to be more, score more. Jacksonville, Hunter's out for the year. The terrible draft pick they did, a wide receiver defensive back, is not what you do with the 3rd pick. So he's already out with the hurt knee that he hurt in practice, not even a game. Probably just milking the money, I would assume. That's the problem with players now. They fake the injuries so they can get paid. But Jacksonville, an under team, 20. Trevor Lawrence is terrible. Geno Smith, pretty bad, but better with Brock Bowers. Look for Oakland here. KC Buffalo, the game of the day. Two A teams. KC is 16 defense. Buffalo 21. Mahomes and Allen. Seattle, an A team, 19 defense. Washington, an E team, 25 defense. Darnell against, I believe Daniels is already going to play. That makes them a live dog. 23-5, 23-4 with Daniels. Probably better because Mariota played a few games. And Arizona, the under team, 22 defense. And I think Kyler Murray goes against Dallas, the over team with the terrible defense, and Dak, the terrible quarterback. So that's what you have. So Dallas plays a lot of over games. We had a lock last week was Dallas Denver over, and it won by 30 points. So that's your pro quickly breakdown. You can check the lines. We'll go through that tomorrow. But pretty much we know Daniels is playing. We know Shaw's playing. We know JJ McCarthy. We believe Flacco. We believe Penix, but that I want to make sure of. And it's probably Jones for San Francisco. And that's it. And Lamar came back. So that's what Lamar is good for, is getting us a lock win on a Thursday night. That's about it. Profit. Whatever happened to Danny DeVito? Is he still in the league? Yeah, he's on the Giants. He's the backup. But, they've added Dart, and they've added, whatchamacallit? I almost said Warren Moon. They added, whatchamacallit, my guy, Russell Wilson. So they added Russell Wilson, and they added Dart, and they're playing Dart, and basically that's what you have, and therefore Danny DeVito is not playing, because even if Dart gets hurt, you're going to Russell Wilson. They should have been playing Russell Wilson. I think it's a mistake with Dart. The key was Scatterboo. Now that he's hurt, it's going to be a problem there. But yeah, he's still on the Giants. We do. Hey, college football guy watching. Hey, Teaserking. Hello, we do. Welcome to the class. I'm also pro football guy. I'm also Austrian economist. I have many hats. Nikki, Teaserking. Tommy Cutlets is now Patriots backup. I don't know who's Tommy Cutlets. Patriots. Well, I'm not sold on Drake May, but yeah, I know they had a pretty bad quarterback last year. But right now it's Drake May. It's the defense. It's the new coach. That's why the coach is paramount. You got to have a good coach. That's why half these teams suck. The coach sucks. The quarterback sucks. Drake May doesn't, he wants to run too much. It doesn't work. It never works. That's why I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts, and I'm really not sold on Lamar. They want to run too much. Your quarterbacks, you got to throw. You get hurt. I mean, who got hurt last week? The guy got killed, the quarterback. So, the guy on Penn State broke his leg. The guy on on Missouri broke his ankle. I mean, you can't replace the quarterback like you can the running backs. Danny DeVito. Oh, he's on New England. Oh, all right. I didn't know he left the Giants. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's good. He's not bad as a backup, but the league calls DeVito Tommy Cutlets. He is with New England now. Okay, I got you. Thank you, Nikki. I call him Danny DeVito. All of a sudden, Danny DeVito's doing commercials because he thinks that people like him. They don't. We like Tommy DeVito as Danny DeVito. So it's pretty funny. He's doing these stupid commercials. I would never go to whatever he's doing, some Subway thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Danny DeVito. But yeah, so I mean, if Drake May goes down, I don't mind the Danny DeVito backup. Anyway, so it's 11:45. Any questions, comments on the football? I watched Mark McGuire yesterday for Gold. It's the most confusing thing I ever watched. I gotta watch it like 2 times to figure it out. Let's see. So I was watching Mark McGuire. I won't go into it now. It's almost 12, but it didn't come on till late. And when I watched it, I was kind of like, what's he saying? It was, he talks in such gibberish. I try to talk at a level everybody can understand, right? I don't get a lot of questions. What do you mean with this or that? People, I talk, they go, yeah, I get it. He needs lessons. He's terrible. He's trying to explain. So I think that the drop was people trying to short gold and silver to get out of their options. So understand options. When you short it, you need to buy it. Like Eddie Murphy and Trading Places. They sold the orange juice at 142, but they had to buy it and they bought it at about 40 or whatever. And it's like a stock. You can buy your stock, but eventually you sell your stock. Otherwise, you don't make any money. But in an option, you're selling first, or you could buy and then sell. But if you're shorting, you're selling the gold first, but you have to buy it. And nobody wants to buy it because they all shorted it at 3,500 or 36 or 32. It'll never get there. So they're trying to push the price down, but China's laughing, going, yeah, I think we're going to buy at 3,900. And, thanks for the cheap gold. Problem is, there's no gold in COMEX. It's all gone. There's no gold in Fort Knox that belongs to the U.S. That's all gone. China has 80,000 tons of it. So basically, you don't have any. The U.S. has no gold to compete with the China 80,000 tons. So I don't know what the U.S. is doing. They're a bunch of idiots. China, the communist country gets the let's buy a lot of gold, and they got 80,000 tons. So they're all set. You can't crash their dollar or their economy because they have gold. And that's the beauty. But watching Mark, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Um, Here's a quick Egon one.
Central banks have been very clever since 2007-8. I thought it would collapse then, and we were minutes or hours away from collapsing. But a massive central bank package from around the world postponed the real disaster again. So 2007-9 became a rehearsal, and we're still waiting for the real disaster to come. And I think that is going to happen in the next few years, and we are there. And people will realize that the printing press actually is only printing worthless pieces of paper that have no value. Therefore, you cannot build a world on illusory money and massive debt that no one will ever repay.
Do you want to be slick?
That's the point. Exactly. But that's what we know. We know the dollar is worthless, and we know we can't hold it. We know we have to go buy gold and silver. Today's a nice day to go buy gold and silver. November 1st, right after Halloween. My guy's open till 2 o'clock. I should run over there and see what's going on, if he's got any gold, or just to check up with him. He likes when I come in because I actually know what's going on and he doesn't. Let's see. We do. Yeah, how should I attack Major League, Iowa State, teaser, college football with the Vikings? How should I attack Minnesota, Iowa State with the Vikings? Okay. I'm about to parlay an Illinois, Maryland spot, Illinois 55 or more. Okay. Well, good luck. Nikki, ML stands for money line. Why did anybody play money lines? I see. If a team's laying 7, I go like Baltimore. I didn't play the money line. I teased them down to 1. My odds are 11 to 10. Why would you play money line? I mean, I know ML's money line, but I didn't know what the hell she's talking. I'm trying to figure out what the hell she's saying. Should I attack Minnesota money line, Iowa State? So you're asking multiple questions here. Iowa State teaser. college football with the Vikings. I wouldn't touch the Vikings. Well, if Detroit's my free pick, why are you betting on the Vikings? Parlay Illinois, Maryland, spot Illinois 55 or more. All right. So yeah, I would never money line anything. I only money line baseball because that's the way it's bet. But in this situation, I would never money line a football game. That's the point of the teaser. Gets you 7 down to 1, and your odds are 11 to 10. Money line, the odds aren't even accurate. You look at a money line, and it's like the favorite is minus 300, but the dog is not plus 300. Why not? Oh, the dog's plus 200. Oh, I'm not getting good odds plus 200 if I got to lay 300. And it doesn't matter anyway. You can't predict the game's going to, I need 1 point to win it. 7 to 1. All right, Baltimore. Oh, they won 28 to 7. Why the hell would I money line that game when I locked the game knowing that -1 was a winner? So I like the 11 to 10 I pay on my teasers, or I can play a 3 or 4 team teaser. I got 6 locks going, 6 teams locked this week. Or no, I have, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got 6 games locked. I can play a 6-team teaser and get odds with locks. Why would I money line it? So I never money line football. I think that's a sucker bet. I don't buy it. So you want a money line, what, Minnesota? They have no chance of beating Detroit. That's why it's the free play. Iowa State teaser with the Vikings. Yeah, I wouldn't, if my free play is Detroit, what do you want me to tell you on the Vikings? Detroit's they're going to kill them. And win by 25. You want to play the Vikings? Okay. I forgot Teaserking. I'm sorry, my bad. Okay. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize. I'm just making the comment. So I wouldn't money line Detroit. I would get the teaser in -2.5, because look at the score of the game. So if I give you the score of the game, is going to be like 34 to 10. Detroit. Why would I worry about a money line on it? No, just tease it to 2.5. You get your 11 to 10 odds. The money line on Detroit's going to be what, -300 or so. Why fuck around with that when you can lay 11 to 10? So no, I mean, no, I'd be just lay the 2.5. Just get under 3 or get over 7. That's the concepts of teasers. And all I know is I'm very successful with teasers, and I never play money lines. The odds aren't right, but you don't understand that they're not right. Just like you don't understand COMEX is paper gold, not physical gold. But if you understand that concept, that COMEX is paper gold options, and then we buy physical gold because it's worth 10 times the value of the paper, then you'll understand not to play money lines, because the money line, you're not. All right, in the Detroit game, you're laying 2.5. So you think Detroit's going to win by 1? You're going to play a money line and give 300 to win 100 when you can play 110 to win 100 in a teaser, and it's not going to be close. So that's the thing. Pick your scores. Look at the game, pick the score, then look at the line and go, yeah, Detroit. You think Detroit's going to be close with Minnesota at home? Not a chance. With JJ McCarthy? Not a chance. No way. College football Vikings. Wolfpack on a bye. Who the hell is the college football Vikings? Just use the name. What? I don't know who the college football Vikings are. I've been doing this since 1970. So who are the college football Vikings? Is that Division II? I don't know any I don't know any Vikings in Division I college football. Wolfpack on a bye. No, NC State's playing Georgia Tech. All right, you've got me confused. I don't know Vikings and Wolfpack is NC State, and they're playing Georgia Tech. So anyway, more confusion. Just give me the name of the team. And I went through all the games, so that should kind of help you on certain games. Well, if I tell you a team's an 8 team, like Louisville, Virginia Tech, I tell you Louisville's an 8 team, 21 defense, and Virginia Tech's a W29 defense. That should tell you probably want to take Louisville there because Virginia Tech sucks. But then you got to worry about the points, lane 10, down to 4, 54 total. Not sure what to do with the total in the game because Virginia Tech stinks. But that's all, put 2 and 2 together there. But I don't know any team. I just read you is Vikings. And the only Wolfpack I know is NC State. And they're playing Georgia Tech. So anyway, that's it. So again, Mark McGuire, I'll have to watch it again. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's confusing as hell. But what he's saying is these banks are trying to get out of their options. So when you do an option, you sell it, then you buy it. And so they need to buy it at a lower price. So if you sell it at 100, you got to buy it at under 100, right? You want to buy it at 50 or 60. That's how these options work. And so they're trying to get because the price jumped up. But these idiots think it's overbought. In other words, it's too high. The price of gold should not have risen to 4,300. So they're shorting it. These are called idiots because gold is not an option. Gold is not a stock. Gold is undervalued at 4,300. It's undervalued at 10,000. Gold is much higher than that because of demand, because the dollars everywhere are worthless. So the gold price, it's physical, is paper, not physical, but 4,300 is way undervalued. When you hit about 10, 15,000, we might be in the ballpark, but I doubt it. I think the ballpark's about 25,000. So to say 4,300 is overvalued, these are idiots making that comment who don't know what they're talking about. So no, gold is not overpriced. Gold should not be shorted. You should be buying it hand over fist as much as you can at 4,000 before it hits 10,000 and before you won't be able to get it, as 75% of the gold is owned by BRICS now, all the BRICS banks, China, Russia. So just to get the supply is going to be real difficult. My guy didn't have any last time. So here I am. Well, I want to buy gold. Good luck. Go find it. Oh, maybe I get it on SD Bullion or maybe on eBay if you want to fuck with eBay. So you got to be careful. So you buy silver because that I can still go to the store and get. And that's going to cost me $50 an ounce. It used to cost me $20 an ounce. But I better buy it at 50 before it goes to 500. And it's going there. It's not, oh, geez, it's going there because of the demand, because these dollars are worthless. Sorry again, somebody threw me way off. You don't have to apologize. We do. It's okay. Just ask relevant question. Who's the team? What is it? Who you betting on? What's your question? Now, I can't help you too much, picking the games unless you're a customer or pay a consulting fee, $35. But if it's a game I talked about, then I've talked about it. So you should be able to get it from there. Profit, there is a Portland State Vikings. Yeah, but are we talking Division II? That's the only Vikings I know, but it's got nothing to do with Division I and what we go through. I don't talk Division II. I'm not betting it. It's hard enough betting Division I. But I thought you was talking Minnesota, of which case I am on Detroit. So why would you ask for Minnesota? But anyway, that's okay. But you don't have to apologize. Just, ask direct questions. And if I can answer it, I will. If I can, I won't. Anyway, so that's a lot with gold. It's really much higher. in a physical world than the paper. And that's the thing. So look for that. So World Series tonight. I like Toronto to win. Shotani's tired. He's a crybaby. He's not going to get 5 days rest. Oh, what is the stupid dance they do with the twist and the wave of the arms? What are they, like 5 years old? That's insulting to people watching the game, that these guys are like, oh my God, look at this. Fuck off. Stop dancing, man. This is baseball. You hit, you play. It's a sport. Um, it's just like in football when the guy gets a sack and he runs into the end zone and they start rowing a boat or taking a picture. It's like, what the fuck is this? This isn't entertainment. This is really bad. It's offensive to me to watch this shit. You should be there. Like, do I get all excited if I get a winner? I won with Baltimore over. Did I come in dancing and singing and oh my God, I picked the game? No, I expected to pick the winner and it won. I expected it. We don't have a celebration because Baltimore beat Miami. Jesus Christ. And when Detroit beats Minnesota, I'm not going to celebrate. I'm going to come in and go, yeah, that's exactly what should have happened there. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. But you make a sack or an interception, and it's like, I don't even understand these players. Or in baseball, what the fuck is that? Or the pitcher screams, oh, I got him out. Yeah, that's your job. You should get him out. So I don't know. I can't handle the sports right now. They're just terrible. The players are like a bunch of 5-year-olds running around. Oh, I'm so excited. I made a sack. Oh my God. So it's real hard for me to watch. It's 12 o'clock, so the Ohio State game's on, I think. Anyway, if you get a chance, I'm going to watch Mark McGuire. I'll watch this again and take notes. I'm not ready to do it, but it's basically some of the banks were shorting to get to their position so they could buy the short. Why they played shorts, they thought it went up too much, and China just laughs at them. And so we're going to struggle at that 39.4, and then I think we'll break 4,100, and then we'll see 5,000 probably by the end of the year. Silver at 100 probably by Christmas time it should be $100, $200 silver, and $5,000 gold roughly. I love when these guys try to time it. You don't understand. It's manipulated. You don't understand that people have to buy physical, and that the physical price is 10 times higher than the paper price. These people don't understand. Oh yeah, it'll be 4,500 by Christmas, or in 2026 it'll be this. No, you have no idea. It should be over that already. It should be $10,000 gold already, based on demand. Based on Pat, you can't buy it in Singapore. It's a 6-hour wait. The Perth Mint in Australia doesn't have any more inventory. So if everybody's buying it, why isn't the price going? Why is the price going down from 43 to 4? Kind of bullshit. Oh, they're options. They're paper. It's not real. Oh, okay. Yeah, we get that. Anyway, I think that's it. So enjoy football today. I'll be on 11 to 1 tomorrow for pros. We'll go through the lines. And is Penix playing? We know Daniels is. We know Tyler Shaw is. We think Flacco is. So that's why I get my college picks in yesterday and Thursday. But the pros, you wait. Now, college, I knew the Arizona State quarterback was out Wednesday. But in the pros, they're still dicking around with it. Who's playing? But I think we get Flacco. I know we get Daniels. I hope we get Penix. We'll see. So if you get them, then you can play them. If they don't play, then sometimes it's bet against. Sometimes it's the under. So you see who the backup quarterback is. And if it's Kirk Cousins, you bet against him 100% of the time. What a joke. All right. 3 locks going today. Free play Baylor is not a lock. I know sometimes I've been locking the free play, but not this time. And that's about it. So we'll go through the pros. I got 3 locks in the pros. One of them was Baltimore. The free play is Detroit. I played 1, 2, 3, 4 plays besides the lock, waiting on the quarterbacks to play. All right. So have a good day, everybody. Good luck to you. Wear your blue shirt if you wear your lucky shirt. And off we go. All right. Have a good day. Look for gold. Okay. It had its little bullshit paper thing. Physical gold is worth more. Buy physical. Do not buy ETFs. Do not buy stocks. Do not buy miners. Stock market's about to crash, as will the housing market. It's about to crash. So, don't act surprised when it does, and don't go, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, you do know. You know what's going to happen. So just watch it happen. But get out of the way. Don't be in the stocks and then wonder why you're broke because the stock market crashed when you know the stock market's about to crash. The foreigners will pull their money out. They got 40 trillion in the stock market. They're going to pull their money out. That's going to crash the market because they don't want to be in dollars. They want to be in gold and silver. And it's as simple as that. That's your reason. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Good luck. www.teaserking.com. If you want to buy, please do. And you can buy the locks. You can buy the whole thing. Whatever your little heart desires, you can buy the year. That's down to $500 now instead of $750 if you want the whole year. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.